Today I'm heading off to a completely new location. I've never been here before. It's described on the hiking website where I found it as a Massif, M-A-S-S-I-F, and it looks like it's a big sort of rocky feature sticking up out of a hill and maybe some forest area, and I'm hoping it will provide an interesting subject for some photography, maybe a bit later on this evening. I guess we'll see when we get there. I hope you'll enjoy the video. If you do, and you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe before you go. So I think that up there behind me is where I'm going. There's supposed to be a trail that goes from behind this farmhouse, but I'm not sure which side. I think it might be that side. So we'll take a little wander, see if we can find our way. Short stop in a fairly shady area. Well, the sun's coming through this bit. Just for a quick breather, drink of water, and to say thanks for joining me. This place is called Cantal de la Mola, and I found it when I was searching through some hiking and cycling websites, and when I first found it, the only route here seemed to be a 17-kilometre hike, and I thought, no, that's a bit much, particularly as it's starting to get warm. But then I found an alternative which, although I couldn't actually find a distance, the people were saying it takes about an hour. So I've been walking up here now for about 20 minutes. It is getting quite warm. It's 6 o'clock, sunset's 9 o'clock, or about 9:15 actually. And I don't know, I've got to keep going until I find, you know, the actual access to this massif, or this rocky feature. It does look like it's kind of split, it's got cracks in it, and I have seen pictures taken from inside, but I don't know if you have to climb to get into those, you know, proper climbing, or if it's just a little bit of a scramble. So I guess we'll see when we get up the top and see what we've actually got there. Okay, short rest and then I'll push on. Okay, well, it's odd. I mean, I came up a little sort of scrambling track and then suddenly hit a paved road, which I never found on the map anywhere. And it seems to come up around the back of this rocky feature. And I don't know if it's actually possible to drive up much closer to it. At the moment I'm kind of on the hill looking up at the feature. The sun's pretty bright at the moment. I finally managed to climb up right up by the side of this huge rocky feature. Oh, it's been a bit of a scramble up. I've got to be honest, I'm not viewing the trip back down with any great anticipation. Still haven't managed to find my way into anywhere yet, but I needed a little rest. And then I'm going to have the trail kind of carries on, goes down a little bit and round. I'm going to have a look round there. But if I can't find a way in soon, I'm going to have to give up, because this is a bit more adventurous than I was perhaps expecting. But fun nonetheless, and it's really impressive up here. It's a shame actually the trees here are so high it's blocking the view, but there's loads of views right out to Puig Campana, Sierra Etana, right the way around is incredible. Well, I think I can see where the sort of big crack is that I might have seen people getting into, but it looks like it's almost impossible to get in there without climbing gear. And I'm also going to be honest, I've just spotted a sign on the way up which says this is a climbing restricted area between December and June, and I think that's because they get birds of prey nesting up on the top. So I'm not going to try to get up there. I am feeling a little concerned about the climb back down again. Gorgeous up here though. The views are spectacular, right out across to Villajoyosa. I can see Calcareous, absolutely incredible. I have managed a complete circuit of the base of this huge rock formation, which you can't see. And I'll just turn you that way so I'm not pointing you at the light. It's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful to see. But there's no... hang on, let me wait and let me get out of somewhere where I can point you away from the light. It's beautiful to see, but there's absolutely no photography opportunity from up close to it, because even with a really wide angle lens, you know, all you're going to end up with is a rock wall basically. So what I think I want to do is get back down, maybe see if I can get up onto one of the smaller hills around this and try to see if I can get a view of this Massif, if that's what it actually is, or this big rocky feature. That's also going to work with the direction of light as we get up close to sunset. So time to press on and see what we can find. I've got a possible shot here looking out, put the Massif, the big rock, probably in the middle of the frame, with the trees here kind of forming a frame around it. And it should be side lit, because at the moment, sorry, going to blind you, the sun's over there and dropping that way. So later on, in another hour and a half, it should be side lit, which could look pretty nice. So I'm going to keep this spot in mind and then have a bit more of a look around. Okay, exploring around. I've come up onto a couple of little hillsides nearby, and I've got quite a nice view. Sorry, this is going to blind you because the sun's right there. Quite a nice view of the big rock there, but honestly I don't think it's as nice as the view I had earlier. For a start, I don't think the shape of the rock itself is quite as nice, but also if I shoot from here, I'm going to be shooting, you know, contre jour, straight in towards the light, so that's just going to be a big silhouette, and I think side lighting is going to be better. We'll carry on having a look around because there might still be an alternative to shoot. One of the things that makes me jealous when I see some other people out doing landscape photography is how they manage to find such lovely, comfortable, grassy areas to sit. There's nothing like that here. It's a hard, uncomfortable rock, but it's somewhere to have a sandwich. And just wait until the sun gets a bit lower, then I'll go and decide on my final composition. I've decided to come and set up my composition back at that spot that I said about earlier. So I'm using the trees on both sides and on the bottom of the scene to frame it, the blue sky up above, and then the big rock, the big hill and the big rocky bit sticking out in the middle of the frame. And it is right in the middle. And at the moment, the light is still far too bright, far too harsh. It's an hour and 35 minutes still until sunset. And I think I need to leave it at least another 40-45 minutes before I can shoot this. The way the composition is set up, I will try and talk you through it if it's at all possible in this very harsh light. So we got, sorry about the bright light, we've got the trees just coming in from either side of the frame. Then down in the foreground, in the middle, there's this sort of patch of rocks with the bushes and that growing out of it. And then it goes back to the trees and then up, and we've got the Massif, if that's what it is, up there, and then obviously lots of blue sky. Any clouds that were up there have pretty much disappeared, and I think that's okay. Sometimes no cloud is better than the wrong cloud, and I think what we had there wouldn't have been very attractive. I've just got to wait now for the sun to drop. As it's dropping, it's moving further to the side of the frame, so it's kind of coming around this way. So it's going to put more side lighting on, and we'll just wait until it's time to grab some images. Like I say, it's just a waiting game now. The sun is getting quite a lot lower now, and in just a few minutes it's going to drop behind the mountains out over to the western side, and the light will disappear off the scene. Sun has now gone down behind the mountains over there. We're still half an hour before sunset, but the light has now gone off the scene completely. There's no clouds to reflect light onto the scene, so there's no point in hanging around because we're not going to get anything interesting happening now. But it's a beautiful place. I'm glad I came up here, and I may even come up here again. I'd love to find a way to be able to drive up onto some of these paved roads up here, because it'd make it a really easy place if there's a way to do that. But I haven't seen any vehicles on here, so it might be that there's some kind of restricted access. Anyway, it's a beautiful place, and I might come up here again, maybe to try and shoot it when the sun's in a different place, and maybe to try and shoot it with some different conditions, like some nice cloud or whatever. That's it, I'm going to head for home. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please give it a like, share it on social media, leave me a comment. If you've enjoyed the video and you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe before you go. And as always, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch, so thank you very much. And until the next video, bye.